Wow. Wow. Oh, that's amazing. Hi, my name is Brian, and welcome to my channel. If you've been following me on Instagram or YouTube, you're probably not used to seeing me on this side of the camera. Most of the time I'm spending shooting videos like travel videos or cinematic drone videos, but seldom do I ever shoot anything with me. But today I want to do something unique, and that is doing a product review. Now, I'm not a YouTuber and I'm not going to go through every technical spec, but I did want to take you through the experience of this unique drone that came out of the market, or I heard about it in June. And it's a company called Insta360. Now, if you're not familiar with Insta360, they created these cameras in which you have a 360-degree view. So when you turn on the camera, it will shoot everything. So in a sense, you can shoot first and then in post, frame later. So if you want the camera to go forward, backward, to the side, or down, you can in post. So in June, I saw that Insta360 created a division called Antigravity and their new drone called the A1. So my creative thoughts started going, imagine a flying 360 camera that could do the same thing, look forward, down, up, and also at the same time be invisible. One of the best things about the Insta360 camera is when we travel, a lot of times we go to national parks. And as you know, you can't fly a drone. But with the Insta360, I could put it on a 3-meter selfie stick and create what I call a fake drone shot. We were in Sedona about a month ago, and I was out on a cliff, and I took the Insta360 on the extension, actually a longer one, a 10-foot one, and all that I did was just take it and circle around myself, but the stick was invisible, but it looked like a drone shot. It looked like the camera was floating out in front of me and created that great illusion. So I'm very excited to share with you this new product called the A1 Antigravity. So as you can see, it's a very small drone. But the unique part is that it has a 180-degree camera on the top and a 180 on the bottom. And so that allows you to be able to fly, and then in post, you can in a sense fly now and frame later. Also that came with it are goggles. Now, what occurred to me last year is that I needed a backup drone just in case my present drone crashed. Now, I've been flying drones for about 4 years, mostly DJI and mostly cinematic style drones. In other words, they're ones that I like to take like nature shots or travel shots, but I thought I really needed a backup drone that had unique characteristics. Now, I thought about an FPV drone. If you're not familiar, that's first-person view. And you're probably familiar with it, where it's the drone that zips in and out of corporate businesses and goes in and out of the offices and things like that. And the reason I didn't go for that is because that is a very unique skill that takes many, many hours to really gain your skill level. And to be honest, I just didn't want to sink that much time into a drone that I didn't think I'd use that much. But with the Insta360, or this Antigravity A1, I thought, from what I saw, this is a drone that you can fly right away without having to spend many, many hours figuring out how to fly it. So that was the advantage I saw in this. And today what I'd like to do is I'd like to take you along with my first flight. I've never flown it, and experience what I'll experience by flying this new drone. So let's fly. All right, so I'm going to take off and see what happens here. Then push the slider up.
Home point updated.
Whew. All right, well, they say that when you're flying for the very first time, that it might be worth sitting down because you can get disoriented. So I'm just gonna sit for a moment here and get oriented. All right, so the drone is there, and I'm gonna push forward. Now, the way this drone works is by moving your hand back and forth to direct the drone. So I'm gonna move up by pointing up, and then forward by pressing forward. Wow. Wow. Oh, that's amazing. Oh. And then by turning this way, I can turn the drone. Now, folks, this isn't going to be cinematic footage by any means. I mean, it's just a soccer field, but I just wanted to get it up in the air and experience what it's like to fly this. And this is amazing. So here's the unique thing that's unique to this particular drone. With an FPV, usually when you turn your head, that's the direction of the drone. But with this, you can have the drone moving forward, but you can look in all directions. You can look straight down and up and to the side, even though the drone is pointing a different way. The other thing I like is that essentially wherever I'm pointing the little circle is where the drone will go. You know, one of the things that I liked about this concept was that, you know, a lot of times I don't take a lot of chances when I'm flying. You know, I don't like to shoot the gap between trees because, you know, let's face it, I'm afraid I might crash or something. And we're going to zip it right past us here. And so with this drone, I know that wherever it's pointed, it will go. So that if, let's say I'm like, you know, a quarter, half mile away and I want to shoot through some trees, I'm probably not going to do it because I'm afraid that, you know, I'm going to miss it. But with this, the vision being so clear and having this little dot, I know I'm going to be able to take the drone where I wish it to go. So this is just amazing. And the clarity is just astounding here. So I'm hugging onto the bench here because I'm still trying to get my orientation. All right, so I'm going to fly back towards us. So I'm going to get a little closer here. Now the dot, I have it as right, you know, just past our landing pad and just a little bit up. But I know I'm not going to hit anything because I know where the drone is going. Now on top of the controller is a little dial that you can move manually the direction you want, or to reorient it, you just click on it. But that's another way you can turn the drone. I think I'm going to bring it back in and have a few post-flight comments. And they have a return to home feature, which is the red button, and you just press and hold.
Beginning to return to home.
And you notice it has this great green beam that will tell you exactly the path that it's on.
Landing.
And it is going to land right on the pad, right in the middle of the pad. Look at that. That's incredible. Boy, that's pretty impressive. I hit return to home and it came back, what, an inch difference from where it took off? That's pretty impressive. So let me just take a break for now, and then I'll give you my post-flight thoughts. Probably you noticed my wife was taking some shots. She did a close-up on what I call the left goggle, in that you can share your experience with someone else because they can see where you're flying right in this little lens. I find that fascinating. Also, a little reminder that when you fly, make sure that you have a pad and you have the little legs folded down. And the reason for this is when you have two convex cameras, they're sticking out from the body and it's easy to scratch them. So you want to make sure that you have a little distance between the lower camera and the ground. So I'd always recommend that you put it on some type of pad or that's a really flat surface without any dirt, so that you won't scratch the lens. It is, when you first start, when you look down, it's it's an unusual experience to see yourself and a little disorienting. So I'd recommend that really I would stand next to something, lean against something, or sit down or something so that you get used to it. I'm sure over time I will. Now, one of the things I thought about creatively is that with this particular drone, you have the ability to look in all different directions, even though you're flying straight. For an example, there's a place here in my town where if you go down the Guadalupe River, there are these huge 85, 90-foot cypress trees that overlap above the river. And I've always wanted to take a shot of the drone looking up into the trees. Or there's a bridge that I'd like to shoot through the middle of and then look up at the bridge. And none of those are possible with a traditional drone. But with this drone, I can. So if you would like to see some of the future things that I do, please like and subscribe. And if you'd like to see some of the work that I've done, you can also go in my history and take a look at some of the videos I've shot over the years. I'm looking forward to sharing my experience with these drones going forward, and hopefully I won't be on this side of the camera again. And also, if you want to know more about my commercial business, go to beprofly.com. And thank you for listening today.